4AD, baby. Been hunting this bear all week.
I grunted at him. He come running back in. We just smoked another giant.
Just an absolute giant. Lifetime bull for me.
Team 200 is presented by MoonGuide. Plan your best hunt.
This season, our adventure hunts, we've got 2 of them lined up. We're going down to Patagonia in April to go after big red stag, and then we're going in September up to British Columbia to hunt the Rocky Mountains for Rocky Mountain goat. Follow that all the way into early fall, and then we jump right into our whitetail season. And this year we started in Illinois, then we went over to Kansas, and then we finished up in Texas. So had 3 states to hit, and being from South Carolina, you have a short window of time. That was our plan, and it did work out great for us. The number one tool that we use is the Deer Hunter's MoonGuide, and it is my go-to every year to plan my season of where I'm going to be, and I can do that during the summer. With the Deer Hunter's MoonGuide, I've killed over 15 mature bucks using the guide, and on my 29-acre tract in Illinois, I've shot a 165, a 186, and a 183 back to back to back, all on the red moon the first week of November. So that's my trick, is that last week of October, first week of November, get the red moon from the MoonGuide, and those are going to be your best days to hunt. So this year, we started out really in April. I went out this year to our new lease in Kansas, met up with my buddy Chris Seymour. We put some mineral out, got some cameras going, and looked at some food plot sites. This was a new farm for us. About a 2-acre food plot we're gonna be able to put in here. We knew it was in a really, really good location, but like all new farms, it takes a year or 2 to figure them out. Plan in the spring was to get the Whitetail Institute food plots out, and then also the 30-06 mineral. Super, super important, especially for me having to travel, to be able to have the mineral sites out and to have the food plots out and put the cameras on there. And nowadays with the technology and everything with the coverts, you can actually put those text cameras on there. So even though I'm in South Carolina, I can get the pictures and keep up with everything. Man, it pays off big time in the fall. So we try to maximize, the moon's position. We really refer to the Deer Hunter's MoonGuide to plan our out-of-state trip. And this year we started out in Illinois, and we had some pictures of some really good bucks, and one 10-point in particular we were really after on our big farm, on our 1,100-acre farm. And we got pretty aggressive and got right in there where we were seeing his trail camera pictures in daylight. And once you have that part of the puzzle figured out, it makes your job as a hunter a lot easier. It's rainy, it's overcast, it's really, really cold, and we see a few deer early, but then it just kind of cuts off, and we're sitting there, and I'm second guessing the all-day sit, man. It's getting cold, and I'm thinking about coffee and everything else, and sure enough, right up out of the river bottom, here comes the big 10 that we're after, and throw the binoculars up, for sure it's him.
Giant deer on the ground. By far the biggest buck I've ever killed.
And I had his onyx pointed. He didn't pick up anything. Gave me a 30-yard shot.
Thank God I have an Ozonics.
Start seeing more deer more often and closer than you ever thought possible with Ozonics. Ozonics is the only product that actively and continually attacks game spooking odor in the downwind airstream during your entire hunt, allowing you to beat an animal's #1 defense, its nose.
It gets to be about 10 o'clock, and I'm really about ready to pull the plug and at least go get something to eat and come back. And sure enough, right up out of the river bottom. Here comes the big 10 that we're after, and throw the binoculars up. And my first glance at him, I see he's got a broken tine, so I'm not really sure that it's him. And then he turns his head and starts coming towards us, and then yeah, for sure it's him. The number one defense of a whitetail deer, everybody knows, is his nose. And anything you can do, whether it's the scent-free clothing, the showers, anything you can do that can put the odds in your favor, you need to do it, and Ozonics definitely does that. I hit him really good, and you know, I've been shooting the Rage, the older style Rage for a while, but started with the new hypodermic this year, and I mean, it just busted. I mean, you can see it in the footage. It just busted a giant hole in him.
Transition, the rut's going on. That's what you got to do this time of year, is just log hours in the stand, man, and it paid off. I mean, that was just absolutely perfect.
When you have a big deer like that on the ground and you're climbing down, it just warms you up, and you finally make it happen and walk over and grab that buck. Man, there's nothing like it. Kind of changed our arrows up this year as well. We're shooting the Black Eagle Rampage, and we've got the 55 grain, you know, excerpts. Man, they make a dozen arrows, and they are exactly the same. The penetration is unreal, and I don't know that I'll ever shoot a different arrow.
Oh, my goodness. Already gotten stiff on us. Illinois River buck. Look at this guy. Big body. He is something else, man. Been rubbing like crazy. Big 10-point, broken off 3 right there. Been fighting. Beautiful, beautiful buck. Could not be happier with him.
Just absolutely excited with this 10-point, and you know, being from South Carolina and being able to go out and hunt in Illinois, and then you know, leaving from there and headed to Kansas. I mean, yeah, it takes a level of dedication, and we're lucky to be able to take the time off and do that. But right after we got that 10-point on the ground, we got some pictures from Kansas, and there is a giant Boone and Crockett 10-point over there, and we cannot wait to get packed up and get on the road. One down, and we are off to Kansas. Pull the trail camera, and we're going through the pictures, and bam, there's this giant 10-point. And again, the cold is completely gone from your body when you see something like this. And well, he was there 6 days, and then he was gone. He was there on.
Oh, I didn't realize that. He's a 10. That's 175-inch deer, 10-pointer at least. Yeah, he's a giant.
You know, we've got 7 days to hunt and make this happen, and that's our plan. We are getting geared up and ready to try and kill this giant.
From the deer farm to your front door, raw frozen scents are as fresh as you can get. Raw is 100% pure deer urine collected from real deer. Immediately after the collection process, raw scents are quickly frozen, then shipped directly to you in an insulated cooler so you get it raw, fresh, and pure. Raw frozen scents, always fresh, no water, no preservatives, and 100% money back guarantee.
Pull the trail camera and we're going through the pictures, and bam, there is this giant 10-point.
That's 175-inch deer, 10-pointer at least. Yeah, he's a giant.
You know, we've got 7 days to hunt and make this happen, and that's our plan. We are getting geared up and ready to try and kill this giant. Not to just tout lone wolf big time here, but in Kansas, there are not a lot of trees, and a lot of them are really crooked. And I'm telling you, those lone wolves fit in crooked trees. If we hadn't had those, there's no way we could have hunted in some of the places that we had to get to try and kill this big deer. So this time of year, you know, the rut's going on, it's full steam ahead. So, you know, we still look at the MoonGuide during that magic time of the rut, but the bottom line, during the rut, you've got to spend hours in the tree. That is the old remedy that never fails. When the rut's going on, you've got to log hours in the tree. So the Kansas hunt, you know, we hunted there hard for 7 days in the most bitter, cold temperatures I have ever hunted in. I mean, terrible. And we just ran out of time. You know, family, work, all that. I had to get home, and you know, there are certain priorities that you've got to have in life, and we just ran out of time on this giant. A couple weeks of work. I've got our Texas hunt lined up, and this year I'm taking Jack Miles, my 11-year-old son, with me, and we're going to be hunting on the Matthews Ranch, and just really excited. It's my first father-son hunt, and couldn't be happier.
Did you put it right behind the door? That's a big age, buddy. You got him.
Congratulations, buddy. What a great shot. What did you think about that hunt?
It was fun.
Was it quick?
Yes, sir.
It didn't take too long, did it?
No, sir.
You weren't going to wait on another one, were you? This was the one.
This was the one.
For over 2 decades, the MoonGuide has been the #1 rated tool for serious hunters, telling you when giant whitetails will move and where you need to hunt. Now, you can accurately predict the best days and times to catch a big buck moving during daylight with the Deer Hunter's MoonGuide. Are you tired of hunting nocturnal trail camera bucks? Do you ever wonder why some bucks only show up during daylight on certain days each year? The Deer Hunter's MoonGuide is here to help, and it's unlike any other lunar tool you've ever seen. For effective preseason scouting, scheduling time off work, planning out-of-state hunts, and increasing your overall hunting success, simply check the MoonGuide's calendar to find the best days, times, and hunting locations to catch a mature deer on his feet during daylight hours. The MoonGuide is now available as a mobile app too, giving you exclusive tips from the pros, local weather, the rut guide, exclusive discounts, and the deadly red moon data. Plan your best hunt at moonguide.com.
All right, so Jack's got his buck on the ground, and now it's Dad's turn. And, you know, I figure with the rifle going off there and everything we did, you know, out of that blind, I needed to give that a rest. You know, we've had a lot of luck out of there over the years. That's been one of my go-to spots, and I've shot 3 or 4 really nice deer out of this exact same spot.
Broke his rack off. I don't know what to say. I've never had this happen. He broke his main beam off running through here.
We run a lot of coverts on the ranch, and lo and behold, the biggest, oldest buck that we were after, he is showing up in a different spot.
Peak activity times for this hunt brought to you by moonguide.com.
Thinking, all right, here's our chance. Bow's in my hand, we're ready to go. Everybody's quiet and calm in the blind. You know, it's about to happen. And I'm thinking that was our chance. The rut's going on. He might be gone for 3 or 4 days. And as all this stuff is playing through my mind, I look out at the left corner of the blind, and here he is. He's coming right in.
Heart shot, baby. Watch him go down. Watch him go down. The blood's just pouring out of him. Watch him. Watch him. Watch him. Watch him.
We all knew, even my son knew, this was a dead deer. You know, he spun and took off running, ran about 150, 200 yards straight down a sendero, and got the wobbly legs and fell over and...
Come here, give me some, boy. Oh, buddy. Oh, I love you so much, man. This has been the best trip ever. Yes, Kevin, thank you, man.
To have that moment where, you know, he's there with you, he's proud of his dad, you're proud of him being there.
You got the quiver?
Yes, sir. Look, it went right through him.
Look at that. Look at all the blood on that, man. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
It hit him good, didn't it? I mean, there's blood already. Look at all the blood on the ground, Jack. Jeez, man.
That is a big deer.
Brow tines, yeah. Look how long that is.
I know.
I mean, that's 12 inches. What an awesome way to finish the season.
And there is no doubt, if you have a giant buck, a big mature buck, and you're able to follow the MoonGuide and hunt on those red moon times, the chances just multiply tenfold that you're going to have an opportunity or an encounter with him in daylight. This inexpensive tool right here can set you up for those best days.
Because we looked at a lot of different deer. A lot of different ones. And you got you a good one this morning too, bud. Give me a hug, boy. Love you, pal. That was awesome.
It's just incredible to cap the season off having that experience, and then, you know, reflecting back, you know, the deer in Illinois that are up and comers, the ones in Kansas that we've got tons and tons of pictures of, the other deer that are up and coming in Texas. You know, it's going to be there next year. You know, there are a lot of big deer out there, but that moment was so special. You know, you kind of put that on the back burner, but now that we're gearing up for the 2015 season, and we're ready for next year.